Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. Today, we're diving into a trio of captivating stories that are sure to keep you on the edge of your seat. First up, Hong Kong stocks have experienced their biggest jump in a week, rising 1.1% thanks to positive industrial profits and the anticipation of supportive policies from the upcoming Politburo meeting. The Hang Seng Tech Index also saw a boost, adding 0.7%. Investors are eagerly watching for further developments that could influence market trends. Next, in the world of real estate, Chinese property developer Country Garden Holdings has been granted a 6-month reprieve by a Hong Kong court. This adjournment gives the company time to present a debt restructuring plan amidst growing financial pressures and multiple winding-up suits. With total liabilities reaching a staggering 1.36 trillion Chinese yuan, including significant bond and bank borrowings, all eyes are on Country Garden as it navigates this critical period. Lastly, the excitement from the Paris Olympics continues to ripple through Hong Kong as fencing schools see a surge in sign-ups following apeist Vivian Kong Manwai's gold medal victory. Her success is inspiring a new generation of fencers, particularly young girls, to take up the sport. The triumphs of Kong and other Hong Kong fencers are boosting the sport's popularity and encouraging more teenagers to consider fencing as a potential career path. Please stay tuned for more details on these stories and much more. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong stocks soared, driven by positive industrial profits and anticipation of supportive measures from the upcoming Politburo meeting. The Hang Seng Index climbed 1.1% to 17,213.67, marking its most significant rise in a week. Tech giants like Tencent and Alibaba saw notable gains, with Alibaba jumping 3.6%. Financial sector leaders AIA and HSBC also advanced. Industrial enterprises reported a 3.5% profit increase year-on-year for the first half, slightly faster than the previous period. Analysts expect further policy support from the Politburo meeting, especially in fiscal and housing sectors, amid cautious growth outlooks. Meanwhile, other major Asian markets also rallied, with Japan's Nikkei 225 surging 2.7%. South China Morning Post. Mainland Chinese property developer Country Garden Holdings received a nearly 6-month reprieve to devise a debt plan after a Hong Kong court adjourned a winding-up hearing. Justice Linda Chan postponed the case to January 2025, following a petition from Evercredit to liquidate the firm over a 1.6 billion Hong Kong dollars loan. Country Garden, once China's largest developer by sales, faces immense pressure to restructure its liabilities, including 258 billion yuan in bonds and bank borrowings. The developer's shares have been suspended from trading due to missed financial report deadlines. Despite a rescue package from Beijing, the property sector continues to struggle, with home prices declining for the 13th consecutive month in June. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong fencer Chung Kalong is gearing up to defend his Olympic gold medal in Paris, with his coach asserting that he can defeat absolutely everybody. Chung aims to become only the third men's foilist to retain his Olympic title. Despite predictions favoring other top-ranked fencers, Chung's coach, Greg Koenig, emphasized that Chung's performance hinges on his condition on the day of the competition. Chung's Olympic journey begins in the round of 32, facing lower-ranked opponents initially, but tougher challenges await as he progresses. Carrying Hong Kong's flag at the opening ceremony, Chung hopes to replicate his Tokyo success and make Olympic history. South China Morning Post. Following apeist Vivian Kong Manwai's gold medal victory at the Paris Olympics, fencing schools in Hong Kong are experiencing a surge in sign-ups, particularly among young girls. Kong's win, which marked Hong Kong's first gold medal of the Paris Games and made her the third person from Hong Kong to achieve this feat, has inspired many. Gina Chang Jinin, co-founder of Hong Kong Fencing Master, reported a significant increase in inquiries from parents, with many girls showing interest. Kong's journey to success began at the age of 11, amidst a variety of extracurricular activities arranged by her parents, who prioritized academics. Her victory, alongside Chung Kalong's gold in the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, is changing perceptions about fencing being a male-dominated sport. Francis Lee Wing-kung, founder of the Academy of Fencing, noted that the sport's popularity has grown significantly over the past decades, with more teenagers now viewing fencing as a viable career path. South China Morning Post, the Labyrinthi Gucci high jewelry collection draws inspiration from Italy's enchanting gardens, characterized by their symmetry, geometric beauty, and blooming nature. This 140-piece collection features an array of colored gemstones like emeralds, tourmaline rubelites, spinels, and savorites, creating vibrant and resplendent pieces. A standout item is a cuff adorned with a 5.9-carat Colombian emerald and fancy diamonds, while a necklace showcases a 28.07-carat spinel with tourmaline rubelite beads and savorites. The collection also embraces geometric designs reminiscent of garden mazes, with pieces like a bib necklace featuring a lagoon tourmaline and Ethiopian opal. Moreover, the collection celebrates the dragonfly, a frequent visitor to Italian gardens, with brooches and earrings that shimmer with tanzanites, Paraiba tourmalines, and white diamonds, capturing the delicate and playful essence of the insect. South China Morning Post, the Marikita, a 1911 gaff cutter designed by William Fife III, emerged victorious at the Richard Mille Cup 2024, a regatta celebrating classic yachts. The race, organized by Swiss watch manufacturer Richard Mille, spanned 255 miles of offshore racing and 8 days of inshore courses across historical yachting landmarks in England and France. The competition featured restored or faithfully recreated yachts, with the Marikita narrowly defeating Moonbeam 4 and Vivica in a heated finale off the Normandy coast. The event, which began at the Royal Cornwall Yacht Club and concluded at the Société de Regates du Havre, saw intense competition, with yachts battling light winds and challenging tides. William Collier, the event's organizer, emphasized the regatta's aim to celebrate classic yachts by racing them as they were originally intended, highlighting the quality of restorations and the skills of the sailors. Richard Mille's marketing director, Tim Malacard, noted the event's success in bringing together vintage yachts and authentic replicas, reviving the early days of yachting with passion and authenticity. The Sydney Morning Herald. Hell hath no fury like a delayed economist. Solace Lake, one of Australia's top policy minds, recently unleashed a tirade on LinkedIn after a series of infuriating experiences with airlines. His ordeal began with a Cathay Pacific flight from Hong Kong to Sydney that was delayed by over 2 hours. This delay caused him to miss his connecting flight to Hobart by a mere 15 minutes. Lake was left unimpressed by the airline's lack of assistance. Cathay Pacific wouldn't contact Qantas to expedite his deplaning, and Qantas didn't hold the flight for him. Stranded in Sydney's Qantas lounge for 6 hours, Lake vented his frustration online, criticizing the airline's repeated failures and insincere apologies. His irritation peaked when Qantas delayed his flight home to Tasmania due to a late-arriving crew, pushing him to declare BS, BS, BS on social media. Despite some bad weather affecting flights in and out of Sydney, Lake, a frequent flyer since 1989, found little solace in the airline's excuses. Both Qantas and Cathay Pacific declined to comment on the matter. South China Morning Post. Siobhan Haughey, the Hong Kong swimmer, is gearing up for a monumental challenge at the Paris Olympics, where she will compete in the 200 meters freestyle final. After finishing third in her semi-final with a time of 1 minute and 55.51 seconds, Haughey qualified fourth fastest for the final, facing off against two of the sport's titans, Ariarne Titmus and Molly O'Callaghan. Titmus, who bested Haughey for gold in Tokyo, and O'Callaghan both shattered the previous world record at the Australian Olympic trials. Despite the relatively shallow pool at La Defense Arena, Haughey's coach, Tom Rushton, emphasized that Olympic titles are about racing, not times. The final, scheduled for an unusual 3:41 a.m. in Hong Kong, promises to be a nail-biter. Haughey, a double silver medalist from Tokyo, has the fervent support of her compatriots, especially after Vivian Kong Man-Wai's fencing gold. Titmus, who won the 400-meter freestyle gold earlier, looks formidable and is eager to maintain her momentum. The final will see Titmus in lane 4, Haughey in lane 6, and O'Callaghan in lane 5, setting the stage for an epic showdown. Australian Broadcasting Corporation. Rivalries are the essence of sport, and the upcoming women's 200-meter freestyle final at the Paris Olympics epitomizes this. Ariarne Titmus and Molly O'Callaghan, two of Australia's swimming greats, are set to clash in what promises to be a thrilling race. Both swimmers, who train together frequently, qualified first and second fastest for the final, with times of 1 minute and 54.64 seconds and 1 minute and 54.70 seconds, respectively. This race will feature 4 of the fastest swimmers since the Tokyo Olympics, including Hong Kong's Siobhan Haughey and China's Yang Junxian. Titmus, a middle-distance swimmer, and O'Callaghan, who excels in sprint events, bring different strengths to the 200m race. O'Callaghan, despite her youth, has shown remarkable composure, while Titmus, who recently regained the world record, is brimming with confidence. The 200-meter freestyle has evolved into a race with immense depth of talent, and this final could solidify it as the most anticipated event in international swimming. Both Titmus and O'Callaghan are eager to see what they can achieve on the grandest stage, making this a must-watch rivalry. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong is grappling with a deep-seated identity crisis, and the suggestion of leveraging a panda economy for economic revival seems far-fetched. Secretary for Culture, Sports, and Tourism Kevin Yeung Yunhung, inspired by Chengdu's success in utilizing pandas for economic growth, proposed similar strategies for Hong Kong. However, Hong Kong lacks the foundational elements that make Chengdu the panda capital. The city's real issues lie in its economic instability, reflected in the Hang Seng Index's prolonged losses and the government's struggles in selling land for development. Chief Executive John Lee Ka-chiu faces the daunting task of restoring public confidence, which requires more than just policy addresses and consultations. He needs to actively engage with the community, addressing their concerns and demonstrating bold and creative leadership. Hong Kong has weathered many storms, and it is crucial to rekindle the fighting spirit that has seen the city through past crises. Japan Times. As Australia gears up to implement stringent climate disclosure rules, businesses are increasingly anxious about compliance. Starting in January, more than 6,000 companies, including listed and unlisted firms, financial institutions, and asset owners, will be subject to these mandatory regulations. This move positions Australia as a significant player in climate accountability, potentially impacting more companies than similar initiatives in New Zealand, Hong Kong, and Singapore. The new rules aim to enhance transparency and drive corporate responsibility in one of the world's largest per capita emitters, but they also pose a substantial challenge for businesses to adapt and meet these rigorous standards. South China Morning Post. Sports enthusiasts have a chance to showcase their knowledge and win exciting prizes in the SCMP's weekly sports quiz. Coinciding with the major sporting event in Paris, the quiz offers participants the opportunity to win 2 return tickets to Bangkok, courtesy of Greater Bay Airlines, among other premium rewards. The quizzes will run weekly, with the second round starting on August 2nd. Participants need to subscribe and complete the quiz within the 24-hour timeframe to be eligible. Winners will be determined based on the fastest correct responses, with a variety of prizes including Pilates passes, hotel stays, dining vouchers, and more. This engaging initiative not only tests sports knowledge but also offers a thrilling chance to win valuable prizes. South China Morning Post: the EMPF reform in Hong Kong is set to significantly benefit the 4.75 million members of the Mandatory Provident Fund, MPF, as two providers, China Life Trustees and YF Life Trustees, have announced fee reductions. China Life Trustees will cut the management fee of its investment funds starting October 29, while YF Life Trustees plans to reduce the fees of 13 investment funds by up to 34% from September 26. The EMPF platform, a major overhaul of the MPF system, is expected to save 30 billion Hong Kong dollars to 40 billion Hong Kong dollars in administration costs over a decade. This platform will unify the management of 1.227 trillion Hong Kong dollars in MPF assets across 12 providers, enabling easier access and management via mobile phones or computers. The digital transformation is expected to enhance efficiency and provide a level playing field for smaller providers like YF Life, which will also focus on improving investment performance and offering additional fund choices and services. South China Morning Post: Hong Kong's athletes had an eventful second day at the Paris Olympics, with swimmer Siobhan Haughey qualifying for the 200 meters freestyle final, setting the stage for a potential medal. Haughey, who finished third in her semi-final, will face strong competition from Australian swimmers Ariarne Titmus and Molly O'Callaghan. Meanwhile, the United States men's basketball team, featuring NBA stars like LeBron James and Kevin Durant, secured a 110-84 victory over Serbia. However, China's women's basketball team faced backlash after a controversial play led to a 90-89 loss to Spain. On a brighter note, China's women's rugby sevens team triumphed over Fiji with a 40-12 win, and Hong Kong's table tennis mixed doubles duo Wang Chunting and Du Hoikem advanced to the semifinals. The men's 100 meters breaststroke final saw a surprising outcome with Italy's Niccolò Martinenghi clinching gold, leaving Great Britain's Adam Peaty and the US's Nick Fink with silver, and China's Qin Haiyang finishing seventh. BBC: the journey to becoming a billionaire often involves a mix of timing, luck, and talent, as illustrated by diverse stories like those of Miuccia Prada, Tiger Woods, and Jerry Seinfeld. The BBC World Service podcast Good Bad Billionaire explores the fortunes of the world's wealthiest individuals, examining how they amassed their wealth and their impact on society. While some view billionaires as symbols of economic inequality, others argue they drive innovation and societal progress. Notable examples include Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk, who have revolutionized industries and contributed to technological advancements. The podcast also highlights the philanthropic efforts of billionaires like Gates and Warren Buffett, who have pledged to give away significant portions of their wealth. The varied paths to immense wealth, from Google's early struggles to the fortuitous breaks of Rihanna and Taylor Swift, underscore the blend of opportunity and relentless drive that characterizes many of the world's richest individuals. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6 debrief via email.
Turn the lights on screen. What's the latest scene? Just you and me, laugh and disagree. On the couch we sit, talk about the hits, news and bits, chat through all the fits. 6-degree chats, gotta talk about that. Like crazy chat, share where we're at. From weather change to the world's big stage, everything's fair game under our spotlight's flame. Grab a coffee quick, get your hot takes thick. We're here to mix and pick, every topic's our flick. 6-degree chats, gotta talk about that. Like crazy chat, share where we're at. Grab a coffee quick, get your hot takes thick. We're here to mix and pick, every topic's our flick. 6-degree chats.